Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today I want to focus on a video where I focused on this on my main channel. If you guys don't know, I have more than one channel, so I will link them down below. I remember when I made my video, my boyfriend cheated on me so many years ago, and I was but at the point that I made that video, I was kind of over it, but I wanted to share my story because I knew it was entertainment. Now, looking back now, I used to tell my friends that I'm happy, like I'm free. God was showing me his true colors, and I kept trying to paint a new picture. Even though I knew I didn't like the picture with him cheating or without him cheating. Whether he cheated or not, I still didn't like the picture that I was painting with him. And I know a lot of people who get someone to show them their true feelings, they'll try to repaint that picture because they didn't like it. But that picture was consistent for me. I didn't like where the relationship was going. I didn't like where it could have led. I just didn't like any avenues. It just wasn't working out for me. And I wasn't per se trying to paint a different picture. I was trying not to paint a picture at all because I knew it wasn't a good one. So the reason for this video is to explain why I'm happy that he cheated. So let's go back to when he cheated. God, I couldn't even tell you my age. It's not like it's been that long. I'm gonna say 22. I'm 24 now, 21-ish, 22-ish is when he cheated on me. God, maybe it's been longer than that. I don't even know. I could not even tell you guys. I have been in a relationship with him for 4.5 years, and he was about 6 to 7 years older than me. I was 18 and he was 20, turning 28, I think. So I've always liked older guys, which will be in the next coming videos about that. If you really got down to past the sex, we didn't really have anything in common. You know, I was a traveler. I had the traveler bug in me, and I knew I wanted to travel the world. And that just wasn't him. I think he wanted it because that meant that he would have made a lot of money, so he's able to do that. But he just wasn't that type of person that would want to take weekend trips to do that. I'm really big on, happiness. If traveling makes you happy, you don't need to go across the world to be happy traveling. You could go, I live in Virginia, you could go to South Carolina into the mountains and be happy because you're somewhere else, you're traveling, you're seeing new things, it's not really a culture down there, but you're experiencing new things, not things that you don't see every day. I would be happy going an hour away from where I live because, again, it's not where I am. It's just the feeling of it being new. I love traveling, meeting new people, and seeing new things, and I don't need a whole week, 2 weeks to enjoy myself. I can get 2 days and make 2 days feel like a whole week. So we differed on that viewpoint. He wanted to go all out, bust out $3,000 for a trip when I was like, we can take a trip for less than $300 collectively. Also, he wanted to start a business, and as do I, but he wanted to start his business off of me. He wanted to use what I had to start the business. He didn't, and our business models didn't, go together. My target market were younger people, and he was trying to target porn sites. It was different. Like, you're not understanding any of this. Also, his vocabulary I didn't like. His temperament and how he dealt with situations I didn't like. The baggage that he had. Older people tend to have baggage, and I don't mind that. But it's how you handle your baggage. It's how you handle yourself. It's how you try to fix some of the problems that you may have had before me. And he was just ignoring it, or he just wasn't handling it right. And I just knew with all these things that it just wasn't a good future to look at. And seeing it from the past, I'm trying to just reveal this to you guys. When I first got with him, it was supposed to be a fling. I was telling my friends it's gonna last 2 weeks, it's just for fun, and then I just got swept up into this storm that was so quick, and it was me. I was so young, I was trying to fix him, I was trying to build him up into basically build a man workshop. And you can't do that in a relationship. You can't build someone into what you want them to be. They have to want to be that person already, and then you help along the way. And he did. He wanted to, but he did not have the positive mindset for it, which if you see my previous video on how I manifested $500, I'll link it down below. You have to have a positive mindset to get positive outcomes, and he didn't have it. He was very negative on himself, and I understood. He went through a lot. You can't be blaming your future on your past. It just doesn't work. And that's where we differ, is that he had a very negative mindset, and I had a very positive, go-getter type of mindset. He also didn't really value school, and it was just, you know, he was more of a side hustle person, which I totally understand, but it was just more of next paycheck, next paycheck. He didn't really think it all out. So I say this to say that I was not even painting a picture. I didn't want to look at the picture at all. So the reason why I'm happy that he cheated is because it gave me a way out. I was trying so hard to make this work, even though I knew it wasn't. I didn't want to marry this person, and he wanted to marry me. You know, especially when he cheated on me and I found out, he was totally throwing out these proposals like, oh, let's get married, I'm sorry, we can fix this. Marriage does not fix problems, and I knew that even at that age. I knew that in pre-K. Marriage does not fix problems. You can't go into a marriage with a broken relationship, because then that just creates a broken marriage. And I knew I didn't want that. And I wasn't mature enough to leave. I understand that 100%. But now I see it. You know, I see the light, why I was so happy that he cheated. After I finally, you know, got my tears out of the way, I was ready to move on quick, fast, in a hurry, because it felt like the last 6 months or the last year was over for me. I was just on autopilot, doing what I had to do to just make it appear that we were happy to other people when we weren't. It freed me and opened my mind up to what I could do better, how I could be better, and how could I go on from here. I'm so glad that he cheated on me, because it was God telling me, girl, I have given you so many other signs before this, so now you need a big push to let this past go. He is not meant for your future. You need to close this door so that I can open up this next one that you've been begging me for, but you can't have because you still have this door open. That's why I'm glad he cheated, because if it was meant to be, it would have been. And you know deep down, when people always tell you, you know when you know when